here with Coach Matt LaFleur in Green Bay. I'm ending my training camp tour with the first fight that happened at camp. I know how much you hate camp fights. How much of the last preseason game will Zach Tom be playing every snap?
Potentially. No, it's disappointing. You want to have a competitive yet disciplined team, and things happen, I know, on the field, and sometimes you don't exactly know exactly what happens out there, but you have to keep your poise. And if you throw a punch, you're out. So that's what happened.
So what did you see out there? I'm too
I
short
saw
to say
a
anything.
mosh pit of a lot of things going on.
It was like the biggest fight I've ever seen, I think.
I wouldn't say that, but I wouldn't go that dramatic with it. But it's never good. I mean, you're just not being productive, and you miss out on plays. And some of these guys really need those opportunities on both sides of the ball, and both teams need opportunities to showcase what they can do.
I think you started the fight.
Oh yeah,
I do. I
I'm
think
a
you
big
did.
fighter, can't you tell?
No, just to distract everyone from
Oh,
the
okay.
live snaps and Jordan Love.
Sure.
That's what I think.
That-
You didn't want us focusing on that. You wanted us talking
Yeah.
about some meaningless
Something like
fight. What did you see out there with the live snaps?
Well, I thought there was a lot of good competition. There were some scenarios that come up. I think it's always good, and it really tests your rules and just your ability to react when you're going against unscouted looks. And it's not like there's a lot of game planning, I would say, involved on either side going into a practice. So it really puts some stress on your players to see how they respond to some of those unscouted looks.
Jordan Love specifically, how did he look to you?
I think Jordan's been doing a nice job. Obviously, he's been very, very limited. Just throwing the football, can't even take a snap yet.
He did today, though.
A snap to himself,
Okay.
But he did participate in the 7-on-7, which was encouraging. Just having him out there, his presence around the guys, I think, is very important.
Loved seeing that. Loved seeing that against the Seahawks, who were like super feisty out there, and I think it had to do with Josh Jacobs too, who I'll talk to because he torches them historically. You know what I watched this morning? Highlights of you at what's the school called? Saginaw Valley State.
Yeah. What'd you
I can't
think?
imagine you got in a lot of fights at Saginaw Valley State.
No, not really.
You know what I thought? You ran a lot more than I thought you did.
Really?
I didn't. You were kind of like all over the. You do a little bit of everything. But you were running around all over
guy,
the place.
If in case I know it's surprising.
It was
So
a
you
fun
got to
little
use
thing.
what you have, and so if I couldn't see, which
Coach.
a lot of times I couldn't see, I'd just take off and run.
Coach, you broke the school record for passing yards and touchdowns at the time. I had no idea either. That was a thing.
Yeah. I mean, we had some good players. I was fortunate. I did have 2 future NFL receivers to throw to, Ravel Martin and Glenn Martinez, and then we also had Todd Harrimans was one of our offensive linemen. So had some good players around me.
Aaron Jones said that Kevin O'Connell still gets out there and throws the ball. Did you ever throw the balls with these guys? When's the last time you did that?
Sometimes. I mean, occasionally I'll go out there and throw. I like to go on the other end with the defensive backs.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about, obviously, like the modifications that you've made. I saw the stool out there. I mean, we've never seen Jordan Love not 100% as a starter going into a season. How much of that sort of spills over to week 1?
Well, unfortunately and fortunately for us, we've kind of dealt with this last year in terms of his availability, missing a couple games, going out of the Jacksonville game and the Chicago game. So, you have to adapt and adjust in this league. That's just the nature of it, and everybody's got their own problems, and nobody cares about your own problems.
Are we going to see more shotgun maybe week 1?
I'm not going to dive into that too much, Kay.
But I wanted to ask you the play call that you're most proud of from last year instead. Give me the flip of that.
Most proud of?
Yeah.
You're putting me on the spot. I don't know. I
You
mean,
don't like being talked up. It
well,
seems
I
like,
think it's
as
just
usual.
when you draw up a play that works. I don't want to say the particular game, but there was one game at home last year that we made an adjustment on the sideline, and fortunately for us, we hit the coverage and it led to a touchdown. So.
Cheers.
Yep.
Great job, Coach. How would you describe what's going on at camp? Obviously, there's some changes, some additions. We had the fight, the joint practices today, Colts last week.
Is that all you remember about today?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Well, because I think you were trying to distract from what's going on, maybe with Jordan Love and company. How would you say that this camp is set apart from other ones, or is it sort of the exact same?
I mean, each camp is different in its own entity in terms of just trying to get the team to come together. There's a lot of new faces. I mean, that's life in the National Football League. There's a lot of attrition every year, and you get new faces in here, and you just try to get everybody to compete as one, which is always a challenge. But I think it's been a good camp. Unfortunately, we're dealing with a lot of injuries. That's one of the goals of every training camp is you'd like to get out really clean and injury-free. But that hasn't necessarily been the case for us, but you got to adapt and adjust.
Matthew Golden looks pretty healthy.
He does. He's done a nice job.
He was torching them in one-on-ones today.
I did watch the one-on.
Wait till it was really impressive and great to see. Yeah. How would you describe the connection right now between Jordan and him?
I'd say it's strong, but I think there's a long way to go. So I think he's just scratching the surface. Obviously, rookies, they're drinking water through a fire hose, so to speak. There's just a lot of information that we throw at these guys, a lot of different concepts, and quite honestly, a lot of it's just you want to see how these guys respond and how much they can retain, and I think he's done a really good job. Football's important to him, and anytime you get guys that are talented, and football is important to them, they got a great chance of reaching their full potential.
It's a tough week because you have to make cuts, right? I'm looking at that wide receiver room. It's great. You have so much depth. What will it come down to?
Well, we don't have a lot of depth right now. We're missing a lot of guys. So, it's going to come down to these guys' ability to go in there and make plays for us. And, there's been a lot of tape. We've had a lot of practices now. Looking forward to the third preseason game to put these guys in those types of situations to see how they respond.
What does Romeo Doubs have to do to not have rumors about him being cut from this team?
Rome's not. I'd be very shocked if he ever was going anywhere.
There's words about that.
No, that will not happen.
Can you sort of explain why so confidently?
Because Rome is out there competing and doing everything that we need to see from him, and obviously he's played a lot of ball for us and at a high level, and he's been a great teammate, and he goes out there and you can count on him every day.
I saw Evan Williams had a beautiful pick off Sam Darnold to end practice today, and I feel like there's a little bit of a glow about him during this camp. What has stood out?
Well, Evan's just super consistent, and I know consistency is not always the sexiest term when you talk about players, but it's so important. Show me a great player, and I'll show you somebody who's been consistent on a daily basis. And Evan's a really smart guy. Just his contributions last year alone, I think were pretty significant, and we expect him to build upon that.
I know you haven't watched any of the Netflix series about the Cowboys that has been going viral. It's on Netflix right now. And
how do you know that?
Because I know you're in your bag. You're working. Have you seen it?
I have not.
I do. Why are you asking?
I'm just curious how you knew that.
I'm just trying to set you up for success to not have people be like, he's watching Netflix at night and not in the playbook. Anyway, Jerry Jones was crying, wiping away a tear. And the exact quote, I don't have it here, but the exact quote was like, they took it from me. That talking about the 2023 playoff game, of course, where you guys ran all over them. What would you like to say to Jerry?
I'm really sorry.
I'm not kidding. I felt
sorry,
for him.
Not sorry. How about that?
I felt bad for him, though. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's this league, right? Yeah. I've had my heart broken before, too, a couple times, especially as the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. So it just kind of comes with the territory.
Comes with the territory, he says. Schedule, looking forward to it. I'm trying to think of the roster. You have all these decisions to make. You're being very coy about them, which I appreciate as always, Coach. But you told me last time I talked to you that you like making the team better. You want good players on this team. Are we open to taking it up a notch with some interesting pieces floating around?
Well, that's a great question for Goody. So
you don't collaborate on such matters?
We always collaborate on such matters. As a coach, you're always open to anything to help your team get better. Certainly there's a lot of layers to every situation, and I know what you're getting at right now, but those are not my decisions.
There's a move that could be made that would make you undeniably the favorite in the division, and I'm just curious if there's two moves actually, one or the other, and I'm just curious if those are attractive to you.
No idea what you're talking about.
0%? Okay.
I have no idea what you're talking about
Thanks,
right now.
Matt. We appreciate the time.